now? Hear us now? Yes? No?
Can you hear us?
I can't believe 2 minutes. Can anybody hear us? Yes? Somebody talk to us. Let me try disconnecting with this, maybe? I don't know. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. Everything happens so good.
Can you hear us now? Oh, somebody's saying yes.
All right.
Okay. So
we will clip this out on the final edit. So let's begin again. Might as well take off our little microphones. Taikarai, everybody.
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to FireKeepers International. I'm Chief Joseph RiverWinds.
And I'm Ambassador Laurelyn RiverWinds.
And we know that you all are getting prepared for New Year's, and be safe out there. Have designated drivers. Best thing to do is stay at home. Keep your family at home. And we just are so thankful for this past year, and we wanted to share with you real quick how you have enabled us to be your hands and feet in advocacy and resiliency and recovery, both internationally in Israel and here in the United States.
So this is our end-of-year report for FireKeepers International, so that you know what you have done through your giving and your support of FireKeepers International. Thank you to all of our volunteers, first of all, those who have helped with FireKeepers missions and who have helped us accomplish so much this year. We are very grateful.
Here in the home front and also internationally, those who held down the fort here while we were gone.
So we have made some considerable inroads in networking for the benefit of Israel, and we have stood with Israel as allies. They regard us as Christian allies that stand with Israel in a way that is non-threatening and is basically respectful of their spiritual sovereignty, and that's a very important thing for interaction with the Jewish people. So it's not just the Jewish people we've interacted with this year, although they have been the majority of our focus due to the war. We've also really enjoyed interfacing with the Druze.
Oh my gosh,
we have fallen in love with the Druze.
the Druze people are just incredible. Some of the things that we've been able to do this year, focusing on resiliency, and we'll show you a short video on some of our private training that we do here on the land, on FireKeepers land.
That's resiliency.
And that's resiliency.
Resiliency sector.
And coming back to the Druze, one of the first things, we were so blessed and honored to be brought with a group of other Native American leaders from southeastern tribes, Lumbee, Kohari, Wakamasu, Muskogee Creek,
another Cherokee tribe.
Cherokee, and we went on a delegation, and it was absolutely incredible. While we were there, we asked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, can we stay an extra month and a half so we could implement our Good Medicine program here. And what the Good Medicine program is,
here meaning in Israel.
In Israel. And because we believe that things that happen in Israel first, there's a sacred blessing that takes place. I don't know if that's written anywhere. It's just a feeling that I've always had. And so we got the permission, and the Good Medicine program implements using the arts, using our culture, using our songs, using our dances, using our
traditional stories.
Yes, traditional stories to help address trauma, PTSD, inclinations towards suicide, which has been really bad. What was the recent number of people in trauma right now? Is it 2 million?
I think that was the last estimate that I heard, and that's specifically only in regard to Israelis.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a high number. I think is that 1/3 of their population.
And with every generation having been deployed or been in war or conflict in one way or another, the stakes are really high. And of course, life is sacred. All life is sacred. And as a veteran myself, I've always had a heart for working with other veterans and warriors. So one of the first places that we were able to go to, we connected with Chaim. He's a command sergeant major of the Golani Brigade. And he's like, I'm going to take you to the Syrian border, where we have our Druze warriors who are preparing for battle. And so we were like, all right, let's go. We're going to show you some video clips intermittently that we've never shared on social media. So you're going to get to see some things here for the first time. This was our trip to Syria, or the Syrian border. Now tell them what was happening during this time, why they were there. It was a new forward operating base that had just been built.
When we were there, about to see was occurring immediately after the massacre of 2000 Christians, Druze, and Christians, Druze, and Alawites in Syria, right over the Golani border of Israel, the northern border of Israel. So there was 4 hours after we left, these soldiers, you'll see, were crossing the border to defend. The Druze soldiers were crossing to defend their fellow Druze. Druze are an endangered people group.
You want to talk about strict blood quantum? That's a big thing with Native people and indigenous people on Turtle Island. Like I've never come across a stricter blood quantum than within the Druze community. Mm-hmm. And they're an indigenous people. They're the modern day Midianites who trace their lineage all the way back to Jethro.
Jethro, who was Moses's father-in-law.
Which is why they have such a fierce loyalty to Israel. And it wasn't just Druze soldiers that were going in. There were Jewish soldiers. There were religious and secular. Some Arab soldiers that were there, and Bedouin as well, who were all getting ready to go rescue the people that were being massacred. And so here's a short video. These are only 20.
Just arrived at the forward operating base in the Golan
of the
area.
Druze Golani Elite Brigade, and we're here with Sergeant Major Chaim. This is Sergeant Major of the Golani Brigade. Yeah, you did. And we're going to cook and play music and just bring good medicine and love and beautiful things
to the IDF soldiers.
No, the IDF soldiers they're not just fighting a huge battle on the ground, and remember the IDF comprises of all different races and ethnicities of soldiers that are defending. These are warriors defending their homeland, and they're facing a battle on social media, labeling with different things and saying that they're heartless. And there are no videos of IDF soldiers kidnapping babies. There are no videos of IDF soldiers executing children or people in the streets. It doesn't work that way. It's a defense force. And there's a lot of propaganda out there that we have fought tirelessly. And here's another video. So you heard us mention in there that we were cooking, and that's what we were doing. We were there with a war trauma specialist.
That was one of the things.
That was one of the things that we were doing.
Feeding the body and feeding the soul.
Yeah, a lot of these soldiers, you won't hear about this. They're literally going into combat and fighting on tuna fish and crackers in some of the bases that we were at. Let me see. Let me pull up the other. Where did it go? Nope. Okay, I didn't have it on there. So we were able to do music and to bless the commander. We did a native prayer over him, and one of the things that I like to do to honor the warriors is gift them with these arrowhead pins, and which became an item of bragging among many of the Druze, the ones who were able to get one before I ran out of them. But all of these things were made possible because of your giving and because of your support.
That sounds like a little thing. That sounds trite, but it was really special to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was really special that people cared from the other side of the world and laid down everything else they were doing to come and say, we see you, we hear you, we're praying for you, we care, we will remember you when we leave this place, and you will always be in the forefront of our minds.
And she's not kidding. I keep in touch with a lot of these guys, the ones that we met, connected with. And what else did we do?
And this is not just, these aren't just excursions of oh, let's go have fun doing this and that and the other. Although it is a lot of times fun, but for them, these are critical life moments that they're still bringing up half a year later, that they're still asking about, and they're still staying in touch with. It's just been, they've been starved for affection from somebody in the outside world, starved for solidarity. There has been an inordinate amount of social media hate.
Sorry.
Bless you. Social media hate that's gone around to the point where they just feel the target of every slur and every, they feel like the bane of the world's existence. It's very demoralizing. So when we go there and when we interact with the people, it's something that they're not getting elsewhere. It's difficult to get to the front lines. You have to have connections to be able to get onto these bases. It's very difficult. And so not only are they kind of sequestered away for their own good in many regards, but
any outside help is really hard to get in.
But all they're seeing on social media, a lot of it is very negative. And not just in the social media, we're talking about the United Nations, a lot of the political stunts that are happening. So what seems like a little thing here is, it's something actually there's no price you can put on it. There's been a heavy amount of depression, of suicide.
And we can tell you that definitely
hopelessness.
There has been an impact with our program, with IDF soldiers who were at that brink.
It is basically unprecedented in this nation, in America, for everybody in the nation knows somebody who was killed or maimed or a victim of a terror attack. That is basically not a condition that we have seen at least in 2 generations, and possibly more than that.
We even had
that's what's happening now in Israel. That's what's happened in these last couple of years.
We had even thought, how is it that we've put so much time and work, at least over a decade, working in Israel and collaboratively here as well, and we didn't know anybody, until our friend was murdered in DC. And then it became very personal. And that's one of the things that we were able to do. We were able to visit both the families and bring them gifts, both gifts from the tribes, and also...
I can't tell you what that meant for them. To be able to see people who their children's lives had affected, and that who were work colleagues and friends who flew to come and stand with them in their hour of need, to tell them stories of their loved ones. And these folks are people who really needed that type of support personally, as well as so thank you guys for making that possible.
We believe also that honor, I'm going to show you a quick video, honor brings healing. And every time I'm able to come across a police officer, an emergency, like an EMT, or even some of these warriors, I like honoring them, because honor brings... This guy right here, there's a video that it shows 6 terrorists that had come across into this country. And this man right here, this warrior, fought them off and neutralized them.
We pray for your warriors.
They had AK-47. Yeah, so this guy right here, that's a warrior. So
So the advocacy that we've been a part of has, to a large degree, been in person advocacy, and that is what they've needed, is not just to see a post that comes and goes and is easy to forget, but to see people in front of them who can give them a much needed hug. People have cried on our shoulders. People have
people who people say they cry.
Told stories that they haven't told to anybody else.
This is one of the beautiful things that took place. Again, thanks to you all, and that's hosting a Holocaust survivors dinner. And every year we go back, and they're beautiful faces. They're dwindling. It's less and less people. There was one gentleman who he could not wait to see us again, and he passed away right before we had gotten together, like a week before. And it was incredible watching them. We did a talking stick, and they would open up, and they would share.
For people who've been through many terrible experiences.
И она, эта женщина, эта старейшина, она была попечителем, советником для многих и многих людей, которые прошли через тяжелейшие
Talking stick.
So
some of them would hold it like a microphone.
Some of them would hold it up reverently to the sky.
Some of them would hold it up above their head, like it was so honored. This talking stick, they're so honored to have it, and so they were
but she
holding it up above their head,
she did
like.
Pray when she made this that everybody
And it's really an opportunity for everybody just to say, we are listening all to the one who's holding this stick that symbolizes the ability and the reverence of being able to speak your heart, so that we will hear your heart and your mind.
And
very therapeutic.
And being Native, there is a connection. There's not just a connection of just being almost the same population size of the world, which everybody. Anyway, we won't even get into that. But the trauma, the forced relocations, the losing of land, the almost losing our languages, and there's so much that as indigenous people we've lost. And the Jewish people, when the people were scattered to the four directions, they came back in every color of the rainbow. It's incredible, and it's a beautiful thing, because it's a story of restoration, and a story of their creator, the creator, never breaking treaty with his people.
And Mark, that soldier, that officer you're referencing is the one who got us into being able to go see the soldiers at the Golani Heights. So yes, we are aware, and he is a friend of ours. So yes.
And then after that, we worked with a war trauma specialist. Then that's when we were working in the different bases in the South.
Two ladies who have experience in therapy concerning traumatic events, and just amazing women, resilient women, strong mamas of the. One of them we call the mother of the IDF.
Yeah.
And she is amazing asset to Israel. She's a Mizrahi.
Tireless worker.
A Sephardic woman who, she's
deep roots.
Precious.
So, speaking of let me pull this back up. Some of the other therapy as well that we help to implement. This is our friend Ateret and Shlomo, good friend. So we're incorporating a lot of these things. We also have a future project in mind, all sorts of plowshares, and that's a veteran-led project for helping people deal with trauma.
We would like to do a lot more of that.
Yeah, with the
therapy.
horses, with the land, the new syntropics farming method.
Yes. In coming years, we would like to incorporate a new farming method called syntropic farming. It requires almost no inputs, so no fertilizer that you have to buy, no water, almost no water, practically no labor, like just about 8 hours or so of labor per garden.
So it's very easy and very adaptable to different environments.
Chemical pesticides, no fertilizers. It uses nitrogen fixing plants, and you trim them and roll the trimmings into your garden beds. So it works with the to heal the land itself through the different plants that mimic natural systems. It's a truly amazing program, style of gardening, and I really believe the science actually shows that it's extremely successful and has a higher amount of yield with far less time, money, and effort. Yeah,
and even tools. I was talking with a soldier who survived a ambush, and as we were talking about this, and I was telling him, hey, there's just this natural inclination as warriors who come back from combat to work the land. There's just something healing about the land, and you had a really pretty incredible epiphany about even the story of Adam being taken out of the garden and working the land.
And I'm looking at our notes here. Soldier from Asheville, we would love to talk to you.
You're not that far away.
Yeah, we definitely want to.
So working the land is healing, and he's like, wow, when they were in Gaza, they would find, get food from the mess kitchen, and they would cut an onion up, and they would plant the onion, the parts that they wouldn't eat. They were planting. These soldiers are planting, even there in the midst of
Gaza.
In Gaza,
IDF soldiers nurturing the land, that they're there in the middle of a battle, and yet they were taking time out to plant things.
And isn't it interesting that we're going to talk about Adam. This was also part of what we were doing. We're sharing
Israel
this video with
is
you.
a hero to the world. Israel is on the front lines of terrorism. Israel is giving the blood of its children in sacrifice as the IDF stands between innocent people who just always pray for peace, who just want to enjoy life and embrace the ability to live again on their ancestral homelands. Anybody who does not understand that needs to do their homework. People in Syria, people in Lebanon, people in Sudan, people all over the world are experiencing this kind of terror and thinking it wouldn't be them.
October 7th is happening every day in other countries, and there's no news about it, there's no media about it, nobody's speaking about it.
If you can come to this place and still have a disconnect, there's something very wrong.
Very wrong. Cut it off.
That place that we were was Kfar Aza, one of the communities that was ravaged by terrorism. Captives were taken, people were murdered.
69 captives. The IDF soldier that gave us the walking tour was just literally walked us along the path of where her grandmother was shot, her uncle was shot, where her two cousins and a brother, I think it was. And she just took us to the path, and this is where my grandmother fell, and you could see the bullet holes, and she had grown up there. And that day was the kite festival day. That was the day when they would fly kites, and the whole community would bring the Palestinians in to fly kites. It was like this great day of feasting and all this, and that's the last thing that they had ever expected.
So we went and put our fingers in the bullet holes of the walls. We felt that place. We hugged the people who lost.
And then that kibbutz,
we were witnesses. We were witnesses.
This is exactly what I was going to say. They asked us to be witnesses, and so now this propaganda is coming out. Hamas saying, "No, you proved to us that we targeted civilians." I have video upon video upon video of that, and here's one. Here's one for you to watch. Those who say that our civilians were not targeted.
Everyone in this kibbutz wanted to marry Shiri. Shiri, everyone, every guy in the kibbutz. But his heart went to Yarden. He's from another kibbutz, They are the two kids, Ariel and Fir. And
He was one of
actually,
the security personnel that helped fight off the
at the
terrorists.
beginning, you know, Yarden had a gun. He was one of the first responders here. And with his gun, he started to fight with them. I mean, he asked Shiri. She told us, I mean, she asked Shiri to fight or to surrender. And Shiri told him to fight. So you can see here a much more important, like fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So terrorists, they didn't manage to enter through the door, so they entered through the window. They stand up here, they fired here, and they enter the house. I have permission to enter, perhaps, David? אני יכול לבקש ממך יד שנייה לפתוח?
If Shiri's sister called and gave permission for us to enter her sister's home.
So this is the B bus home. Those beautiful red-haired children. You know, King David was ready.
Oh, but civilians weren't targeted. We have much proof on that. Even with the tour guides, you know, being able to speak words of hope and comfort to them, it was a very, very powerful experience. One of the other things that we did too was when the hostages were released, we traveled throughout Washington, D.C. We happened to be there already. And
it was so strange to us that after 2 years of everybody...
Hey everyone, we are at...
2 years of everybody just doing so much to advocate for the release of these hostages. There were no celebrations happening. We were like, where are the celebrations about the hostage release? And so we decided to make our own little celebration and bring it to places around Washington, D.C., synagogues, and a museum, and community centers.
Yeah.
And so
temples.
we brought them kosher champagne and yellow balloons and yellow flowers.
Again, all thanks to you all. Here's it.
You brought them.
Hey everyone, we are at Hillel. Okay. Bringing gifts of celebration for the release of the hostages to all the different Jewish organizations in the DC area.
To all of you who give prayer support, who support FireKeepers International, this is from you to them.
Yes, thank you all so much. We're celebrating. We're celebrating. Still praying. We're celebrating. So I never got to upload that one. I forgot to, because the very last place that we went to deliver those balloons ended up being the museum.
We didn't realize.
We
were there that I saw the little red circles all over the ground where somebody had spray painted, and I realized we were at the museum where our friend Sarah had been brutally murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And it just took the wind out of me, and I just had to sit down and cry. And so I sat where she was taking her last breaths and just pondered the state and where we are in time and in history, that we're watching the crawl toward another Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I would love to speak something different and make it happen that it wasn't, I can't help but see what the reality of the situation is. And so we at FireKeepers are determined that we're going to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
And
help along the way.
Guys.
Yeah, and then help not just in the immediate recovery, but also long-term recovery, which is so important. It doesn't just end That was another thing that we were able to do, and that was 6 months worth of groceries.
But before you go on, I just want to say, we are going to challenge you, to remind you, to keep pushing and encouraging you to prepare, to learn, to have things ready, and not for a fear-based or motivated thing, but more as a peaceful, peace of mind motivation, that you can be prepared for anything
without fear.
Yeah.
Without fear. So groceries, 6 months for when Hurricane Helene came through here.
There were people just stricken with poverty after their life was turned upside down and their homes were decimated. Starting over, a lot of people, people will say, well, won't their insurance take care of it? But, floods are not expected.
Or hurricane, we live.
In many of these lands, and not covered by insurances. So many people's, everything they had was just wiped away in a night.
I know that it seems that we did a lot of things that were really heavy on the Israel side, and that's just how things happened this year, with being brought there twice and being able to implement a lot of these programs.
But I would say it's not just that it just happened that way this year. We have always been strong Israel advocates and always will be. And when he says that's just how it happens this year, Israel was at war for 2 years.
Yep.
And there are other places as well that are victims of terrorists. And that's what we're here to counteract. We're here to remind the world, look, and to show the world, look what's happening in Sudan, in Nigeria, in
Yemen, Syria,
in all of these countries that in America. And
most people don't know that it's. I mean, I need to find the statistics for including the synagogues too, but it was over 500 churches and synagogues have been vandalized, burned, or destroyed just in the past year. And these are escalations of violence taking place, and we know that these things are continuing and they're increasing at a rapid pace, which is since 2018 we've been strongly suggesting to people to prepare, to get ready, and to also have the provisions ready and the mentality ready and the training that you need to move forward. Training is one of the things also that we offer. Congregational security class or yeshiva, congregational yeshiva, or any type of community entity. And we also host training here on the land. This is a short clip on...
This is our resilience sector.
Getting ready to do an outdoor wilderness basic survival class. Got a private group here from the local area of the state, and we're going to teach some just basic wilderness survival skills.
We have very primitive setup right now. There's the medicine, basic skills. Here they're processing, cooling, biggest gap. We'll be looking at hosting sometimes, maybe like the weekend, we can camp out in the beautiful wilderness.
No matter what the monetary cost was worth more than I can convey in words, because for a while there's diabetes in my family, there's epilepsy in my family, there's other things like that I want to know, what can I do if there's no drugstore? What can I do when there's no Rite Aid, no Walgreens, no CVS? I got a lot of that today. My notebook's almost full. And this, you can't put a price tag on that. And this was just the beginning. This scratched the surface. This was just the beginning. I'll be back.
And he did. He'd come back. on their entire group. So that is available as well. Just sign up at firekeepersinternational.org.
And we do private classes. If you get a class together, we can come to your area, or you can come to ours in East Tennessee. Let's see. So we also protocoled and visited New Mexico tribes, and were able to go and visit the people, find out if they had needs, and it was in a tribe where almost nobody ever gets to come from the outside. There are still tribes like that in the United States,
and many of these tribes are also pro-Israel. They have that, even though the bloodlines from when the Sephardic people came in and settled in that area in the Southwest. Oh, excuse me. We have, I think that's the end of the videos. I'm going to put up a QR code, and for end of year donations.
Isn't it already up?
There's one up there, but now there's one here in the middle too. Kind of make it a little easier.
We would love it if you can help us get make our year, or help us if you're seeing this after the 31st at midnight. Then help us get a good start to 2026.
We do need to show the good medicine videos.
Our plans for 2026 include much more content online. So we are excited about being able to hopefully stay home and teach. Now that the war is over and we have fulfilled our commitment to go and be and do and stand with our allies, Israel, we now will do that from our land.
From our land online, we plan on doing a monthly gathering that people can part of.
One of our big pushes this 2026. We have some partial grants for developing the land, and we need a high tunnel. We have a
matching grant
chunk of money. It's not technically a matching grant. We have a good chunk of money that is allocated for a hoop house, some for fencing, and some for irrigation. But unfortunately, we need a considerable amount of money to be able to add to that grant because it's only partial. So FireKeepers land needs to get ready for you. The reason why we want a hoop house, not only for a high tunnel, which is for growing plants in the early season, and also you can grow, sometimes you can grow things that could not otherwise be grown in your climate. And the reason why, there are two reasons why that's important. Number one, we can get a jump start on making the land ready for any type of event, any type of dangerous situation or emergency situation.
And for education, because being able to plant indigenous plants and learn the indigenous herbal medicines of the land, especially of this region of Eastern Tennessee and the Southeast.
And another reason is there are a lot of plants that are not carried by nurseries, and they're not typically grown for food, even though they're edible, and they're easy to grow. Many of them are perennial edible plants that are just not being marketed, and so some of them are medicinals. Just people don't have access to them. If we have a high tunnel, we will be able to make those plants available to people who come, or maybe even some that can be shipped.
It's also in our plans to host some private retreats that would incorporate the Good Medicine program and some of this indigenous knowledge, herbal knowledge, and learning, and just be able to disconnect and get away and reconnect.
I wish we had kept track of how many IDF soldiers and traumatized citizens in Israel said, "I'm coming to your land."
Yes,
I
when we're
want
in the
to
States,
come.
we're going to come.
And so it's just we want to create a respite place, a private retreat that in the beginning can be very rustic. We will always have rustic camping from, the time that we open until time in perpetuity. But we'd also
We got a porta-john.
Yeah.
That's a step up from rustic.
The porta-john goes back this month.
Oh, okay.
We only rented it for 3 months. So we would like to be able to put, some more permanent structures on the land, a pavilion, so that we can teach whether it's rain or shine.
Which has happened before. If it's not raining, it's not training. You know that, Army guy. So this is a short video on what we did with the Good Medicine program in Israel, and we'll also do it, incorporate it here in the States for those of you that are here in the Americas. So thank you all for being here tonight. When I mentioned having an online gathering, that's what we're talking about, being able to do the Good Medicine program via Zoom. That's one of the things we're looking forward to doing. Sign up for our newsletter at firekeepersinternational.org. You can also scan the QR code up here for end-of-year donations.
Thank you for being part of our Firekeepers tribe. You are our tribe, and we are grateful for you. Thank you for the wonderful jobs that we have. We love what we do.
Mm-hmm. We do.
And we love you guys.
And we love being your hands and feet out there in many different ways. And a lot of great plans coming for this coming year. So have a great new year. Be careful out there. Be blessed. We'd rather you just stay at home with your family. And that's I don't know if that's the safest place to be. We're human beings. We end up being able to do all sorts of stupid things no matter where we are.
Our party was cardamom chocolate tea.
Mm-hmm. With frothed milk and some whipped cream. Yeah, you got gold sugar sprinkles. So thank you all for being here and being with us and supporting us throughout this past year. And we look forward to 2026. And we hope to meet some of you all face to face and have some of you all here, or maybe us over there. Who knows? Whatever the Creator wants. So many blessings as we come into this 2026. And many blessings to you all.